Where can I find an anus?
Also, no questions allowed.
Follow-up post. Don't worry, it's for a podcast. Hi, I'm Steve, and this is Then You Ruined It, a podcast where me and Jason try to get through just 20 minutes of human interaction without, well, ruining it. Buckle up, folks. It's gonna get bumpy. So, I know it's like April, probably May by the time this goes out, but I got a Christmas story for you, Jason. You want a little holiday spirit in the summer months?
Man, it's my favorite time of year. Lay it on me. I'm going to turn on... Well, I have Christmas lights in here. If I went out to the other room, I have Christmas lights still up.
Oh, nice. Okay. I mean, we all know that's because you're lazy, but we'll pretend it's because you're just, moved by the spirit of generosity.
Little column A, little column B.
Two things can be real. So I spent last Christmas with my folks in Utah, and we were there for like 2 weeks, week and a half. So it was long enough that we had to find things to do. And one of the things that we wanted to all do together with my sisters and their kids and my folks and all the nieces and nephews was go to a live nativity. There was a town not too far from where my folks live that were doing the whole town put on this big, nice living nativity. And it was a great production. I assume you've been to many a live nativity in your day.
Never once. My wife has wanted to, and it just sounds weird.
I thought you believed in God.
I do. I don't believe God believes in live nativities. I broke him.
Oh, you're going to love this story then.
Lay it on me.
Okay, so I had no idea what to expect about this little show, but I knew they had free hot cocoa, and it was free to the whole family. It was just a wonderful community thing. So we all went out there, walked around the Christmas lights. Some of the younger kids went to see Santa. The rest of us got hot cocoa. We took some photos. It was lovely. And we all sat down to have the live nativity. And I won't go into all the ins and outs about how this small town's live nativity was, I don't know. It was just quirky, fun, a little over dramatic at some points. I think that they just got the entire town to be the people walking into Bethlehem, because they had this procession of so many people in robes with animals. And it was like they played "O Little Town of Bethlehem" twice to get all these people through here. All the verses. It was a lot of people. That's not a quick song. But anyway, so we got to the end, and of course the child was born, and there were the shepherds and the sheep were all around, and there was a cow and a donkey, and the spotlight was down on them, and there was a little shepherd boy and his sheep, and he was the only one who realized or acknowledged that his sheep was facing away from the audience, presenting its butthole to everyone, because this kid kept moving his shepherd's crook to kind of block it. But the sheep kept moving a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right. I forgot that the Messiah had been born. I was just watching this little shepherd try and protect the poor innocent children's eyes of the sheep's anus.
Sounds like a special denomination. The eyes of the sheep's anus. That's Second Baptist Church.
But I respect that. That guy, he couldn't have been more than 10. He knew what was going on. He was paying attention. And he thought, could this ruin the spirituality of this moment to people? Yes. I know what'll prevent that. No butthole for you.
I need to keep the people pure when they come to see the live nativity. No butthole for you.
Yeah,
It's like, I'm sorry, if it's live nativity, those live things had live anuses.
Well, yeah, but Jason, have you ever seen a sheep's anus? It doesn't bring the Christmas spirit. There's a reason we hang up twinkly lights and not twinkly anuses.
I mean, to go back, no. Surprisingly, I guess, happy to say that no, I've never seen a sheep's anus.
Well, what anuses have you seen then, Jason? Because you don't sound very qualified to judge this young man.
Okay, I wasn't judging the young man, and also definitely not going to judge him based on the anuses I've seen. I imagine I could probably count the number of anuses on one hand. It's very few. I don't look at a whole lot of dog butts, and human butts are even fewer and farther between, literally and figuratively. So, yeah, not a whole lot of anuses in my life, I guess. Count myself lucky. Also, I've not seen a live nativity, so maybe that's why. And that's why your anus count is much higher than mine.
Well, go to a live nativity and you'll probably see a sheep's anus, and then you can agree that they are easily in the bottom 5 of livestock anuses.
If my wife finally is able to drag me to one, I hope I see something surprising during it, so I can say, well, I'll be a sheep's anus. And she'll look at me like she wants to murder me, and I'll say, like, nuh-uh. Steve and I agreed. If I came, that's what I had to say.
Hey, leave me out of this.
Yeah, that's gotten me out of many a jam in the last few years. Nope, that's for podcasting. You can't get mad. You always say, I hope you have stories for the podcast. Well, now I do.
So, I respect that. I think the kid worked hard. I respect the hustle. I respect the dedication to the craft. Because, I bet there are shepherds who, want to make sure that their sheep's anuses don't get photographed. And so he was just, living that moment. It was a character decision and he went with it.
The shepherds are hanging around the wrong crowd if they worried TMZ is going to stop by. Hey, sheep, turn around. Show me your anus. Yeah. It's plastered all over the papers the next day.
I'll admit, I never watched much TMZ. I don't remember that happening in any episodes.
I mean, no, if it wasn't like TMZ Jerusalem.
There are other places with anuses.
I thought you were going to say sheep, not anuses. Of course there are other places with anuses. I just don't seek them out.
Well, maybe
you'd
be
a weirdo in the neighborhood if I did.
Send a thing out on Nextdoor. Where can I find an anus? Non-human, preferably.
Yes. Also, no questions allowed.
A follow-up post. Don't worry, it's for a podcast.
Not for personal use. It's just for a podcast. These days, people would probably buy it. Be like, okay, well, come on by. I've got dogs and I've got children. Which do you want? It's like, and that's a house I'll avoid. Thank you.
That's where you're like, I have a feeling that there's an answer you want me to say. And that's why there's a cop car in back. But I'll take the dog anus, please. But you've probably already seen a dog anus. Dog anuses are everywhere. That's like basic level anus scene. You gotta go like beyond the normal dogs, cats, and fish. Something with, some livestockiness to it. A pig anus.
Some people clamor to see shooting stars and the celestial bodies in the sky. You're like, where am I going to see a good grainy, just dirty anus?
I am not wanting to see them. I just know that they exist and that they're out there, and I accept them as part of this natural world. I'm just trying to break you out of your funk and your rut. You only go 2 places for vacation, and you've only seen 2 kinds of anuses. That cannot be a coincidence.
Different episode, and I'm sorry, those 2 things do not tie together. You've been denied. Your callback is denied, sir. Which means it will stay in the show, but you are shamed.
So have you ever seen a person in a performance like just go above and beyond to make sure that it's family friendly for everyone?
I'm sorry, I can't even pretend. Yes, I have. But I love that you told me you were going to throw that to me. And I was just waiting for this whole anus talk. Like, when is he going to try and segue to that? And hard right. Like, everybody fell out of the car for that one. But
all right, here, let me try reset, redo. So, speaking of anuses, how about you?
Because I'm a butthole?
Yeah, you're a bit of an anus right now.
That's what you get for asking me to podcast on a Monday night.
I offered you Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday's worse. I'd be a worse anus. It's a way at least to get me clean and fairly unfouled. So the story you're wanting to hear is hopefully a brief one about my church held a variety show recently, and stepping a little bit further back, the kids in the youth group for their retreats. There's a certain retreat they take later in the year. They always had lip sync contests at this retreat, and it's a blast to watch them, prepare a song or whatever and do a lip sync to it, and everybody, just has a good time. It's not really a contest, and I've been a part of that since I've been a leader in the youth, and I always observed. And one year, people were like, "Come on, you got to do a song. You got to do something. Come on, come on." And I was like, I don't even know. I like karaoke and stuff like that, but I don't know, lip syncing. I don't know about that. It's like, wait, I guess, if it's church based, I need to do something, not foul mouthed or whatever. So that cut my selections down based on my usual listening habits. But my daughter listens to Veggie Tales all the time in the car. I know some of those songs by heart. Those are absolutely going to be fine with everybody. Fine. I'll sing His Cheeseburger, which, if you've never heard it, is just a ridiculous song about a guy that likes a cheeseburger, or wants a cheeseburger rather. And so I'm like, okay, I can sing that. I don't even have to lip sync it. I'll just give me the tune or whatever playing behind me, and I can sing the entire thing verbatim. No problem. So I did it, and it brought down the house as much as it can to youth retreat. I understand. And people loved it, and videos were taken and sent back to my wife, and they were terrible quality, so she didn't really get to see the glory of it, but it was fun. And since then I've done it, I think, 2 other times at other retreats, and I wouldn't mind doing it, certainly, but it's been like requested. It's like, oh, you gotta do His Cheeseburger, it's so good, you guys gotta see this. So I do it, and I keep kind of upping the ante every time I did it. And so when this variety
how do you
show
up the ante?
Well, in one case, I have the guy that's kind of running the sound and everything take a slice of cheese, like a American cheese slice, take it out of the wrapper and like throw it out. At the end of the song, he basically says, "I'd do anything for a cheese. I'd take it off the ground. I'd wipe it off and clean it off and do that just for you." And when he's saying that, I, hold it up to the heavens and then put it in my mouth after it's been on the floor. So it's like kind of gross, but it's a fun moment. So that was my last performance at the retreats. And again, just trying to do something to up the ante. And this time for the variety show, I was like, okay, well, this is probably the last time I'm going to do it. So I got to make it big. Okay. So I'll put on like a suit, like the guy in the video. It's like, CGI, terrible CGI. Like, you've got to look these up because they're like Toy Story 1 levels of CGI. It's like the first. So bad. But wear a suit for that and, sing it all on like earpiece mic. So it's hands-free, so I can, really throw myself into the performance. And then at the end, I'm going to end it like Neil Diamond. And
okay.
this part didn't quite work like I thought it would. I had somebody at the church help me like cut out a part of a Neil Diamond song to use. And it definitely needed to be slower because Neil Diamond's really slow. The piece that whatever he found for me was way too up tempo. So I'm like screaming the Neil Diamond part, but it still worked. I threw off my jacket and I unbuttoned, took off my tie and unbuttoned my shirt way lower than I probably should have, but it's fine. It's just
at
a
church,
shirt.
Jason. You exposed chest hair. That's worse than a sheep's anus.
As you can see, so little. You can't even see it. You can't even see it on the camera. It's so like little. It's
Put
there,
that away.
But it's like peach fuzz
It makes
compared
me
to
sad.
Her suit bear that I'm staring at right now. That's you.
That's me.
That's you. Yes.
I had to look that word up the last time you used it, and it is a very appropriate word for me.
I'm aware. Yes. It's not a question. Yeah. I finished the piece, the thing off like that, and I went to McDonald's before I got to the church, so I got a cheeseburger, and it was in my pocket, getting dry and nasty for like 3 hours before I actually performed. So, again, I wrote my own lyrics, quote unquote, for this last Neil Diamond part, and like lifted the cheeseburger up into the light. The guys hit spotlights that I didn't even call for. They're like in the back of the church, run the lights and sounds and everything. And I lifted it up to the sky, Masters of the Universe style, and they hit the spotlights right on the cheeseburger. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so perfect. Thank you. And I took a bite of it, and it was so dry and disgusting. It wouldn't come out of my mouth. And I had to make a comment after the music stopped and everything. Everybody's clapping. I was just like, this cheeseburger's so dry. It's been in my pocket for like 3 hours. And everybody laughed. It's like, man, I got him. I nailed everybody. And yeah, I went above and beyond, I believe, and probably to an unsettling degree for some people, from what I heard. It's like,
Those people can kiss your butt. They suck.
Well, there was definitely some. We made it not a talent show. They didn't want to call it a talent show because we've done that in the past, and that actually people did not want to sign up for it because it's like, oh, I don't want to show off a talent. No, absolutely not. But variety show, okay, I can show off the variety of things. Here's young boys playing Imagine Dragons Believer on. Well, one was just vocalizing. One was on electric kazoo.
Okay.
Yeah,
variety. That is definitely a variety.
It is, and it was. And another woman got up and did a living, I forget what she called it, living canvas, like a living painting. She basically said, I need this guy to do this, and you come over here, and you're going to be the trees that are swaying, and you guys do this. And it was all for a kind of a like Marx Brothers-esque joke that she said at the end, and most people even missed it because she kind of said it quietly, but she had one guy running around the entire thing the whole time, and it's one of the younger guys in the youth, but she has him running around. She said, you're gonna be the frame, so you gotta frame the picture, so you just run around the whole time, and he'd run a little bit and then stop. She's like, no, keep running, what are you doing, come on, you gotta run, you're the frame. And she has all the other people come up and do something. You lay down, you wave like this, you're the river and everything, look at this beautiful painting, and that poor sap's still running. And then she leaves. I know if it wasn't church, it probably would have been like, yeah, look at that jackass. He's still running. Like laughing or something is what I picture. But yeah, it was a great variety. I know myself and was like, I'm already thinking like, what can I do to top it next year? It's like, dude, it's a church variety show. Chill the hell out. But it was fun.
Nice. Love it.
And nobody got hurt.
I'm proud of you.
I was proud of myself as well. Can't use it on a resume. Yeah, can't do anything else with it. But
podcast.
There you go. See? Got a podcast out of it. I made my wife laugh. She finally got to see it live, and she laughed her butt off. So that was like, okay, that's also a win.
Oh, there you go. You finally impressed your wife. 15 years later.
It's more than that. Been more than 15. Almost 20 now.
Oh, well, there you go.
I don't care.
Should have sang about a cheeseburger sooner.
I mean, to be fair, the first performance was 10 years ago, probably. So I tried.
I keep doing all this cool stuff, honey, and you're never there.
Could it be that? Or could it be you're not actually doing cool stuff?
I keep telling you I'm hilarious, but you won't go to my variety shows and you won't listen to my podcast.
Why is the problem always with you, honey?
Thank you for joining us for another episode of Then You Ruined It. If you enjoy our flavor of nonsense, please like and subscribe wherever you found us. And please share with your friends and cooler family members.